Welcome back to another episode of Diving Deep. This is episode 4. We've got Hobokin with us today. Not going to hold too long on the intro. There's nothing to introduce. We just talk about what we talk about and do what we do. We have a couple different segments on this show. The first of the bunch, of course, is the music because what's more important than the music, am I right? So let's go into the studio. Let's talk about the music. Let's ask the questions that need to be asked. Thank you for joining me today, Hoboken.
Yes, for sure.
When did you start making music? When did this all begin?
I started writing my junior year of high school, but I didn't put anything out till like 2020.
Okay. So it's been a minute that you've been making music. At least it's been a few years for sure.
I mean, that was just the writing process. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know how to like record, if that makes sense. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know any recording studios. I went all the way to Atlanta.
Damn. So that was was that your first recording experience?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was the worst. I hated
Why?
it.
What made it so bad?
The people out there. Like, you think like Atlanta is like, you know, a city where there's a lot of musicians and it would be like this great experience. It was terrible. I hated it. I almost quit.
I was about to say that's the exact opposite of what I hear from everybody. Everybody's like, go to Atlanta, bro. There's so many musicians there. Like, that's where you need to be.
But for like recording studios and like the sound engineers, terrible.
Damn.
Their quality is bad. There's so many scammers out there. Like, they have great reviews online and you go there and you're like, oh, they forced you, like, while you're there in front of your face, they're like, hey, like, don't forget to like rate my thing, and they're like in your face. So it's like, you got to give them a good review in their face.
Yeah. So like it would give off the facade that they're actually a good recording studio, when they're definitely not.
Yeah, I hated it.
Yeah, that's crazy. So obviously, I mean, I know, of course, that you go to Get Fresh now.
Yeah.
But were there other studios, you know, that you started at before Get Fresh, or was this like you came back from Atlanta and you were like, this is the one that you found and this has been it?
That was the one I found. That was it.
That's forever. Fair. Yeah, you. That's how I felt too. It's like, other than my home studio, of course, it's like the only place I really make music is at Get Fresh, at least in Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like you gotta go through those ups and downs of like having those bad experiences to have the good ones at least. You know,
my sister tried another studio. Can't remember the name of it. Just because to see what it was like, and it was also terrible. And it was here in Michigan as well.
Damn.
Yeah, it looked nice from the out. Like, when you go like from the outside and the inside, it looks nice, a nice studio. But like the people they hire, they need to be fired, all of them.
That's always my biggest problem with these places too. Is like, I never have a problem with the atmosphere or the equipment. Like, everything is usually good when I go to the studio, but then they hire these absolute fucking buffoons to be engineers. And it's like, dude, how are you here? It's like, I'm actually paying you to do this. And it's like, you don't even know what you're doing, bro. I don't know how to make
the one guy, he only knew how to record. That was it. He didn't know how to do like any type of cuts, chops, addition, like nothing.
That's crazy.
And you have to book like a whole separate studio with another engineer just for them to like edit the song. It was terrible. So I was like, yeah, I'm sick of it. Get Fresh. I gotta stick with my guy.
That's wild to me, because it's like, when you go to the studio, I feel like you're mainly paying for the engineer's talents. Like, I can press record on my microphone at home. But like, what makes you special is what you're doing to the track. And I know I don't know if you use Big Chris at all ever, but it's like, every time I'm there with Chris, it's like I don't even have to like go into detail of what I want. Like, he just instantly is getting to work. He's making the changes, and it's like, that's what I like paying for, is like getting the handcrafted talent of the engineer there.
Mm-hmm. I work with Ethan every single time.
Has it always been that way? Was that like your first?
Yeah, he was the first person I booked with, and I was one, if I remember correctly, I was one of his first like people who he was assigned to like work with as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like we're like similar. I feel like we're similar enough where like it's, I don't know how to explain it. Our energies just mesh really well. And so when I'm doing something, it's like he instantly knows what I would do. And that's the thing I think I like the most about working with him. I don't even got to tell him sometimes. He just automatically knows.
Do you use the same studio that I was in that one time? Like, do you guys use that same exact room, or do you use
we used to? No, we used to use that room, and then I just started going to his home studio.
Okay, yeah,
He
that's
lives
fair.
super close to the studio.
Oh, damn. Okay. See, my thing is like, I think all the dudes that get fresh are really talented.
Yeah.
But I'm the same way. Like I started with Chris. So it's almost like I feel like I'm cheating if I use any other engineer from Get Fresh, bro, because they're gonna find out. Like Chris is gonna find out from Ethan that I went and I chopped up with him. And then he's gonna be like, bro, why you like
No,
I'm
I
not
feel
gonna
that
get the
way
same
not
rate as I did before from Big Chris.
Yeah, I feel that way not just with like the sound engineers. Like I can't work with anybody other than Ethan, but even like my music video guy, I gotta work with my boy Jeff. And if I work with anybody else, like there were times where I was thinking about, I was like, should I try somebody else just to see what the style would look like? But I was like, I don't know, because he's gonna see it and he's gonna know. He's gonna be like, why'd you work with somebody other than me? So
yeah, I feel especially that way with Get Fresh though, because it's like all these motherfuckers work for the same company, bro. Like, it's like I feel like Chris would respect it if I wanted to try another engineer, but then he'd feel disrespected if I spent more time with that dude than him. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I'm not a breakup.
He's like, shit, my money, it's gone, it's going away. That's the thing, bro. But either way, what's your favorite project that you've made so far?
My last one. I feel like, isn't that always the thing though? Like
a biased choice. Yeah,
but
you
like
gotta say that.
No, but even worse is like I'm working on a bunch of new stuff that's not out yet. It's another special edition project that I'm working on, and now I'm just like, that's like the good stuff. And I wasn't even like excited to put out my new album that I just dropped, because I was like, I'm working on something so much better now. It's like, now I gotta go promote this old stuff. Like it's all old to me.
Yeah, I feel the exact same way. Don't take this as a flex. I don't mean it like this, just to compare my situation to you. Like I've got an album or two in the vault right now, like done, ready to go. And it's like, it's good stuff, but it's like, I'm making stuff right now newer than that it's like, damn, bro, like this is even better. And it's like, I almost don't even know if it's like, should I drop this or like, should I just fucking stick to the new stuff? But that's a dangerous game I feel like we play with as artists. It's like, you can make something and then make something better and think that other thing is a miss, when in all reality, like it's not a miss. It's still a good song, but it's just not.
No, and as soon as everybody else hears like the project, they're like, oh my God, this is amazing. It's like, but you don't know what else I have. But it's like, you know what?
Exactly.
Maybe it's because we live with the songs for so long that it's just like, to us, it's like, kind of over it now. But everybody else,
like, I've heard these albums 4 times already.
And nobody else has heard it, so I guess they're just like, this is amazing, the best you've ever done. I'm like, you know what, I'll take it.
Yeah, you gotta take it where you can get it, I suppose. How would you describe your sound or genre in 3 words?
Oh, I don't know. Those are the 3 words.
That's 3 words. Yeah, I was about to say you nailed it.
Yeah, like you heard a little bit of what I do. It's literally all over the place. Yeah, it's all over the place. I can't claim any style. Like some of it's like R&B, some of it's straight up pop, not even like a mix. Some of it's just straight up pop, some of it's R&B. There's a little weird version of rap going on there. I don't know.
Right.
There's some
I like it. I mean, like I feel like I heard when you were performing, at least the people won't have known this, but maybe I'll throw up a video on the screen.
No, they'll never know.
No, absolutely not. I feel like I heard, like, I don't remember what song it was, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it felt like a funky, groovy kind of genre. And I don't know, like the hook or the chorus, something about it was like kind of funky feeling, like the funky genre kind of feel.
Was it the one with the high-pitched vocals?
I think so.
On Stockholm?
That might be it, yeah.
The song about getting kidnapped? Love.
Yeah, it's like I don't know, like I get the funky vibe from that one. And then it's like you'll hear a song later that's totally different.
Completely.
Yeah, so I definitely
I'll be going through the motions, to be honest. Yeah, whenever I write music, I go with the flow. I don't know. I be feeling different moods. I'm just like, yeah, I guess this is
Sometimes that's the way to do it too. Make it all natural. I mean, what's more real than just going with the flow and making it there in the moment?
Yeah. The only thing that sucks is I can't promote myself to people who like any specific genre. That's the only thing that sucks. But at least there's like something that everybody could kind of like. It's just I don't know how to promote it like straight up. You know, if I had like a more conventional sound, I could be like, this is exactly the type of music, and I can find a fan base, I think, a little bit easier. But Nah.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard being creative, you know. When you spread yourself into all these different avenues, it's harder to find people that fuck with it all. Because I feel like that's with anything. Like, not to bring up politics, but like even with politics, bro, like you'll have people that like you can't switch to the other team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or motherfuckers will hate you. And it's like you might be totally logical and reasonable in your approach, but it's like motherfuckers will hate you because you're changing what they like. So once if you start off, you know, where you're doing a wide variety of stuff, I think it is harder to find a fan base, but I think that fan base that you do find is going to be more worthwhile. It's going to be a loyaler fan base than somebody that's just, you know, into a certain style of music.
Yeah. Because I've seen it. Like some people I've shown my music and like they love certain songs and then they'll hear something else. They're like, this is terrible, trash, hate this, don't know what this is. This genre should never exist. So it's like that weird thing where some people like they listen to some of my songs, they're like, oh, this is fine. And then they hear the next track, they're like, eh.
Yeah, you can't please them all, I guess, right?
Yeah.
It's true. What personal experiences most influence your music and lyrics, do you think?
What do you mean?
Like, what are some major personal experiences that you've written songs about, I guess?
Okay, my first album, I wrote it about all my friends being fake and doing me wrong. And that was like the motivation that kickstarted everything.
Shit, bro, that's about to be my next album.
Yeah,
that's a good concept.
Yeah, and then with this new album, first, I'm not gonna lie, I was working on a whole nother project and it's so stupid and cheesy and I felt dumb. It was literally about like, because I was in college and I had this like relationship thing going on. And it started off as like a nice, mostly like R&B pop, like love album. I don't know if that's like the best way to say it. It would have sounded like the Weeknd songs, I think. But then, you know, midway through it, I went through it and it turned into a heartbreak album. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to do this anymore. Trash. So then I was like, I'm gonna take a break. And then I just started writing about like, I guess, a political atmosphere. And that's what this last album that I made was about. I just needed something to
elaborate on that further. Like, what are some concepts that you kind of dove into? Like, I heard your music, of course, but like now that I'm hearing you say this, I genuinely like I didn't even get a political vibe from it. So maybe I just wasn't listening right, but I'm curious.
Well, yeah, no, I tried to make some of the songs have almost like double meaning. Like some of the songs still sound like they could be about love, they could be about like somebody betraying you, but a lot of it is kind of like, I guess, what I was noticing, like, I guess just politically. And I was just, you know, putting that into the music with this last album. So I talk a lot about like cancel culture and, you know, just how you aren't allowed to voice your opinions on a lot of things and people, you know, they get mad about people for doing so. So I kind of just went into that with this last album.
Yeah,
it was a good distraction.
I mean, that's super cool. For me, like I said, I literally listened to all this stuff and I just thought it was, you know, about love and certain other things, but like I didn't get a political double entendre from it. So I'm definitely going to have to listen to it again. And
well, yeah, no, I think it's only if you listen to the whole album and then you're like, oh, okay, I see it now. Because even like I have a song called Bubble Blowing Babies that in the beginning, when you hear it, it sounds really chill. And it's kind of funny because, you know, it's a little bit of a SpongeBob reference, you know, the bubbly, yeah. And the song is like bubbly, 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 bubbly bubbles. And then at the end of the song, it starts getting heavy. And I've seen some people go, oh, this took a turn. And then I think you realize you're like, oh, it's about ignoring the shit that's going on in the world and just blowing the bubbles. So yeah, a lot of the album is kind of like that, where it's like, I guess if you're not looking for it, you won't see it, or you won't get the full message, which is kind of good because I kind of like that it can mean different things depending on how you're listening.
You know, depending on what you're listening for, you're picking up different things. But like the creative listener, obviously, I'm probably, you know, other people have probably noticed as like I've only listened to the shit a few times, obviously. So like I'm not gonna glaze or pretend I'm like your top listener or anything. But like if I listen to it again, it's definitely like I want to listen back for the political shit because it's like that's a cool, as an artist, like I like the double entendre, hidden meaning behind songs. Like that's important when it comes to art, like that you're making something unique and not just throwing out some cookie cutter bullshit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be
It's
honest.
okay to do that occasionally. Don't get me wrong. Like I throw out cookie cutter bullshit all the time.
I mean,
But
no,
like you have to have that serious, in-depth shit for people to take you serious. I feel like.
But you know what's really fun? I think I don't know if it was a year. I think a year ago now, or a year and a half, I made a April Fool's EP that's literally just like a YouTube exclusive thing. And I'm not gonna lie, I think that was one of my favorite things to ever do because I wrote it about a GTA character, like GTA roleplay. And it was just it was my excuse to make April Fool's music because I was like, I just want to do something that's not about me. And it was easier to write because I'm just writing about what I'm watching.
Right.
Yeah, one of my favorites was a song that was called Right Person, Wrong Time, and the hook was 55 hoes, but you can't let me go. It was so fun, and I think everybody should try to do something similar at least once, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Nice
I feel like I try and put people onto, not that you'll search it up or anything, but like I try and put on each podcast guest to an artist of mine that they may not know about just because, you know, they say something that's similar. But like you're saying, like the fun, you know, creative, just whimsical kind of songs. Grass Kingdoms, you should search him up. He makes kind of that same kind of vibe of music. He's from Nashville, Tennessee. Friend of mine, but he makes whimsical, kind of fun, you know, just more. It's not anything serious. It's just silly songs, basically. But I like the creative aspect of that because it reminds us that not everything has to be bullshit that's made up and like serious shit. Like you can make music about fun shit and it be a good song.
Yeah.
So
he's like Grass Kingdoms.
Grass Kingdoms, yep. I don't know for sure if you'll like his music, of course, but I try and throw stuff out there when I hear stuff like that.
Promoting the homies, I get it.
Oh yeah. How do you navigate the pressures to consistently produce content?
I don't have
not in the sense of music. I mean, in the sense of like promoting like Instagram and.
No, that's even worse. I don't do it. I feel like if you've seen the way I handle my online social media presence, it's not. I don't have one. I don't post. I'll
tell you what, bro. Your Instagram was busting last week when I was posting.
No, but even then, I feel like I didn't post it as much as I could have. Like I was literally like, I was like, oh, he posted this. I should put it on my story. You know, just let's do this. But like, I'm terrible at like.
Do this.
I'm terrible at social media. I gotta get better at that. But it's just, it's so much work. Like every single time, and then afterwards, I'm like, oh shit, I should have promoted more. How tragic! This is why I'm not where I need to be.
I think I'm stupid. I just lost something out of thin air. That's crazy how that works. Yeah. No, I feel you though. It do be like that. It's hard to fucking make new content, man, because it's like the algorithm monster doesn't just like everybody.
I just can't do it. I start feeling ridiculous, and then it just gets worse and worse. Like if I feel like I'm forced to put out anything, that's where it just starts getting bad. Because even with putting out my music, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I feel like I'm so unproductive, and then I get like that. What do you call that? That itch, and I'm like, oh, let me just go.
You're like, now I gotta get some shit going.
Yeah. I just post stuff at random because then that's when I start going a little spastic, and I'm just like, okay, I haven't done anything. I feel like there's no progress being made, and then I just do something. Even with my album, like when I just dropped it, I was like, I haven't been doing anything. It's, you know, I feel like it's been empty on my socials, no new music, no nothing. So I was like, let me just plan the date. And I didn't even have the things that I wanted prepared. I wanted to do like another music video. It's not happening.
I'd be the same way though. It's like I'll get these phases where I'll draft up like fucking 15 posts. But after those 15 posts go up, bro, it's over for like 2 weeks. Like I just forget and I stop making content, or I don't know. It's hard to like be that consistent because you have to constantly make content. You have to spam your followers with the same shit over and over and over. It's hard. I mean, I feel the same way about. I just dropped an exclusive album, so like I didn't drop it on any platforms other than my own. So you have to pay $5 to get access to it, and it's 33 tracks long. But it's like even promoting that's even harder Because it's like you have to get people to buy the shit. You can't just have people like stream it for free. They got to put their money behind it and like actually support it. And it's hard, it's difficult, but it's like it's almost more rewarding, I feel like, to me. And I feel like, you know, as you navigate and make more content, it'll get easier as you find an audience, but it's like connecting to that algorithm monster is just fucking atrocious, man. It's impossible. He doesn't like anyone.
Yeah.
I don't know what he wants. No matter what I give him, he doesn't want to make me viral, you know?
Yeah, I just give up. I
need to go rob a fucking bank on Instagram Live or something to go viral. I don't know, dude. I got to figure something out. But something's got to work.
You intentionally try to get canceled just so you get the attention?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, how else am I going to do it? I can't make TikToks. I can't dance on TikTok. I won't stoop to that level, man. I've never had TikTok. I won't get TikTok. I don't care. Like when the ban happened, dude, I couldn't have cared less. I didn't give a fuck.
The
never
ban.
had it. I go on Instagram Reels. You ever been there? That's dangerous.
What the fuck? I don't do that either.
I'm just saying, TikTok ain't shit, bro. You go to Instagram Reels, that's dangerous territory. You're gonna see people dying, car accidents. Like it's just a bad place. Social media in general isn't good. I mean, but like, I don't know, man. I've never been the person to like, I'm not gonna download every social platform that's popping at the time. I never got TikTok, never cared for it.
I have a TikTok, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't post on it and I don't try. Like if I do, I'll just take like a random old video from like Snapchat when I was with my friends and I just put that up. And I'm like, I know this isn't gonna go viral or anything. I'm using this as like a little diary or something.
Yeah. I feel like it's just hard with more and more social media because it's like it's already hard enough to post consistently on one or two. It's like I gotta post on Facebook, I gotta post on Instagram, I gotta post on Threads or Twitter, whichever one you fucking use or both. It's like, dude, how many can you fucking do? It's like, how much can you handle to post on? It's like you can really only like you should just pick a few social platforms and that's what you use.
I mean,
like,
the big artists.
A lot of people just use everything, and it's like it just ends up being inactive profiles.
Well, no, don't like the big artists. They just have everything connected. So like when they post on Instagram, they just make it where that same post is going on their Twitter and it's going on Facebook, and so they just put that out there, and it's literally the same on all. Yeah, I feel like that's
nice if you have the resource, I feel like, but like for the average American, like not even the content producer, it's like, fuck, dude, it's impossible to keep up with social media. Like you can't have it all. If you do, you don't do anything but sit on your phone. It's like, how would you have time for it all?
You hire somebody, you start conning people, you know?
Yeah, that'd be the best way, I suppose. What are the biggest sacrifices that you would say you've made for your music?
I don't do anything. I have no time. Like, I mean,
that's a sacrifice is time, I feel like.
Yeah, no, I hang out with my friends way less, but it's literally just because I'm so exhausted that like even when I'm not doing anything, I just want to stay in and do nothing because then it's like, this is my time off. This is my break. So then my friends are like, let's hang out this week. I'm like, nah, my legs busted. I'm in bed. And then they're like, you're so lame. That's my new tag that my friends literally just start calling me lame. Because then when I do go out, it's literally just to eat. I'm like, you guys want to go eat? And they're like, you don't want to do anything else? I'm like, no.
You're like, nah, I just got out of work. I'm ready for dinner.
Yeah. Like, let's just go to Longhorn or something. That's it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I don't really get out and do a whole bunch, I feel like. And if I do, it's like I like going out in the nature and doing shit, or like going out for dinner with friends and a drink or two. Like that's fun for me. But like I don't want to like go clubbing till fucking 3 a.m. anymore. I don't know, bro. Like I like my sleep. I enjoy a full night's rest. And I feel the same way where you do. It's like I work so much and it's just I do so much that it's like, damn, when I get those free days off, it's like I don't know if I want to hang out with y'all. And if I do, maybe we'll play some video games or something. That's easy.
I just love when I have like when I actually do get a day off, like when I don't have to work, like I get like a couple of days off from work, so it's like an extended break. That's when I'm like, let's do something spontaneous, and by that I just mean we'll probably drink. That's it. You know, one time for one time.
Yeah, that's usually what it comes down to, I figure. What are, well, if you, I know it's only been a few years, of course, but what would you say, how would you say your music has evolved over the start?
It's better quality, I think. Like it was always
hopefully, right?
No, it was always good quality, but I feel like now I have a better handle on it because in the beginning, I'm gonna be honest, I never started off singing. And since a lot of my songs are singing songs, it's weird. I started off literally just doing like either rapping or like more of like that talk sing. So it's not real singing. And then when I went to the studio with my sound engineer, he like forced me to sing. But that's, you know, so for my first project, everything was me literally for the first time in my life trying to sing. So now that I've been doing it a little bit longer, I'm like, okay, my voice is a bit stronger than it was in those first projects. If I were to redo those, I would do so much better. And so I think that's it. It's just I progress a little bit more with like my vocal talents.
And I feel like that's a natural thing to do. Like as you get, not even just like the experience of it, but like it's definitely a confidence thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like the first time I was in the studio, man, I was like a little embarrassed to spit my shit. Like not because I felt like it was bad, but because I felt like I'm in a room of professionals, and it's like, damn, bro, like we're really, they're getting paid to sit here and do this for me. Like I gotta go hard.
Yeah, when I was at the studio, like in, you know, where we were when I went to get fresh, I used to sit in that room in the dark, and I used to always tell him like, because you know Ethan would be on the other side with the lights on. Because I guess when you guys were there, the lights were off anyways. But when Ethan was there, the lights were on. I've had it both
ways. Yeah, I've had both kinds of
every time I went in that little studio, I was like, just turn off the lights. And I would bring a chair so I could sit down so nobody could see me. And I would just adjust the microphone so that no one could see me. I literally was like a ghost in that little room by myself. I was like, I don't want y'all to see me. This is embarrassing.
Yeah, it feels that way at first, man. And then it's like you do it a few times and it's like, okay, shit. You know, it's not all that bad. We're all doing the same thing. We're all just trying to make money and come up off of music. We're all doing what we love at the end of the day. And I mean, I definitely get it. That's how I still feel like not fully confident with performing. And I've done it fucking over 10 times, man. Like I've had headliner shows, an hour set, and I still fucking like, I don't fully feel confident. Part of it's because I'm always performing new shit. And I imagine you're the same way where you're constantly making music, like you said earlier, where it's like, oh, yeah, this shit's old to me. It's like, so when I go and do performances, it's like, damn, dude, I don't want to play shit from my album 3 years ago that I have memorized in my skull. I want to play the hard shit that I just made this week with you. Like, and that's one of the main problems I feel like I come into is like, I play shit on my set list that I'm not fully rehearsed in because it's so new. But I feel like that's also like, it's a blessing because like, what if I was just playing the same shit every year, every show? It's like, nobody's fucking coming.
I mean, you'd have a classic.
It's true. And I do. Like I feel like I do have classics. Like I have songs with a shitload of streams that are good and I could perform them. I have them memorized, but it's like, you don't want to hear that every time you come and see me. Otherwise, why come and see me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I get it. Like if you're a super poppin' artist and like you're really popping for that song, I get it. But like as an independent artist, at least like, I mean, you saw it firsthand, and I'm not afraid to say it. Like, I had fucking one person show up for my shit. And, like, as an independent artist, I feel like it's hard to get people to show up. You had 2 people show up. That's more than I fucking had.
Yeah, but that was literally my sisters. Like, they were gonna have to be there.
And, like, you know how hard this shit is as an independent artist. So it's like, when you have those few people that do come out, it's like, damn, bro. Like, the few people that do come out, they come to every show. So it's like, I'm always going to give them a good show. So it's like, I'll even try and put on new songs and shit. But it's hard. I feel like it's a test the water kind of game. It was harder for you this time. I feel like because you had to drive and your local fan base wouldn't have been able to come to this as easy.
Well, no, I didn't want them to go. I was terrified. You know how many of my friends were like, oh my God, I would love to go with you. I was like, no, please no. It's my first time. I don't need you seeing that. I'm not prepared. I don't know how it's supposed to look yet.
And thank God they didn't, low key, because the audio was fucking crazy to begin with. So thank God for Mike for showing up and fixing that shit. But I mean, that's what it's all about. Now that you've done one like that, it's like you probably feel semi more confident in what a performance should feel like, at least. Like, obviously, you probably don't feel fully back behind it, but like, at least you know what to expect when you're on a stage and like performing your song. I feel like, right?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do what I think I normally do. I think I have a handle on how I want to take it. I'm a person who I love a presentation. Like I love the theatrics of it all, like a good look to everything. So I'm probably gonna sharpen that up a lot more.
How do you feel about your stage presence?
Oh, it was terrible if we're talking about that one. Yeah.
What would you improve on it if you could pinpoint like a couple things that were like drastic for you? What did you notice most?
I didn't know how to move. I literally like it. It wasn't that I froze, but I didn't want to walk too much because I felt, I don't know, I put myself in like a box, like a small, like I would only take a few steps forward, a few steps back, and sway to the side. I felt like I was in this small little space. I think what I need to do is I need to a small little choreo, you know, like not
like what we were at is pretty small. I mean, that's a small venue.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do like full on like jumping in the air, kicking, you know, or something like that, but like just a couple more moves, a couple more like fluid body movement. I think I need to just practice that a little bit more because I feel like that's just, I would want it to look a little better. I don't like looking like I'm just, you know, a frozen little, can't even think of a word.
No, I definitely get what you mean. I've had that feeling many times at shows, especially like I like low B's a little bit more because I didn't do it per se because I was sitting down for my setup. But like in that venue, at least, like I've had it where I've walked around the entire building with a wireless mic. You know, like just being able to walk around, sit on the couch and like move to a different spot, go over to the bar top. It's cool being in a comfy venue like that to where you can just fully move around. It was a little bit different this time because you had a wired mic and all this stuff. But like with the ideal setup, like my goal, at least, I want to buy a performance setup. That way I have the same thing every time. I know exactly what I'm doing. It's my consistent setup because the biggest problem I have is just going to places and it's a different setup every time. And I don't have a sound guy. I'm my sound guy. So it's like, if I don't know what I'm doing, I'm fucked.
Yeah. Right now I see the cat.
Yeah, one of them.
Okay, but yeah, no, right now I'm putting together a band. So that's probably going to be my next venture. It's been difficult. The worst thing ever.
Yeah. What do you have so far for your band?
A bass player. I had like, you know what's crazy? The day
can we leak your location on the rare chance that an instrument player watches this and wants to join your band?
Well, we're practicing in Roseville.
All right. There it is.
Like, no, but like literally like when I did that performance with you, I had everything. And literally that night, it was a shit show. It was a complete shit show. Everybody except for my bass player quit. I had a drummer, I had my guitarist, I had a keyboard player, and literally everybody just dropped out. Like last minute, I was like, "What the fuck is this? This is the worst thing ever."
Yeah, that's
and so crazy. Yeah, that was the worst. And so now I just got my bass player, and we found a new drummer, I think, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. I feel like that's probably even harder because it's like you have to have the group chemistry, you got to find the right people, and then you have to hope they don't fucking flake like that.
Yeah, that's the only thing. But I do like the sound with a band a lot more. I feel so much more confident when there's other people near me or around me because I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter if I look a little ridiculous because I got like backup.
I will say as well, I feel like it's easier to get gigs with live instruments. I feel like more bars and restaurants and clubs and stuff like that are more willing to accept a musician that has live instruments behind them. That's been one of my biggest problems out in Bay City is like the only few places I can get into. It's only because they like the other places want live bands behind me. And that would be like something I'm looking into, of course. But as you know, like I'm in a much smaller city than you are. So like you can imagine how hard it is.
No, but there's actually a lot more people like who are more I guess towards the northern area. Like there's so many like great musicians, but they're like up there, and so it's kind of hard because the people who I want, they're not near me. Like there's
Damn.
literally
The opposite.
most of the people who are here are bass players. Like you can find so many bass players here, but then when you're looking for especially like a keyboard player, that is difficult to find because a lot of them are like way more up north. And the keyboard player that I had, she was more up north, and so she was making like a far drive to even get down here. So I was like, if only I was, closer up there. But I guess it's just,
You met Mike momentarily that night of our show.
Mm-hmm.
The older gentleman that was working on the audio.
Yeah.
Fun fact, this gentleman was my manager at my very second job, 16 years of age in my hometown. I worked at New Balance for 6 years. This guy was my manager. He still works there. And he fucking, after the show, I was like, I'll come over and check out your setup and stuff and, jam out. So I go over to his crib, and he's got electric guitars, drums, piano, like the entire band set up in his basement, basically a performance stage, like pedals, everything. I'm like, damn, bro, like you really got it going on down here. And he's like, yeah, man, like I'm trying to get a band together to do stuff, and we can play some of your songs and stuff. And I was like, this could be good. But the biggest problem right now is I need to find a whole performance setup. That way it's the same kind of routine stuff every time, what you're working with. And I really want to buy a pedal system with good auto-tune.
But if you get a band, you can't keep switching up your set. You're going to have to stick to something.
Well, yeah. I get that. I get that part. But I mean, like, if I did stuff with the band, I would still do stuff by myself, I feel like, but I would keep the same set for the band. You know what I mean? I'd still want to do my own shows and shit. Like, I feel like that'd be still a thing I'd want to do, but I think the live instruments would get me a whole lot more places to where I could repeat the set. But like how I am right now, where I'm like only at Lolo Bees and a couple festivals if they reach out, it's like it's not. I don't want to play the same set for the same people over and over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess it depends on what you're doing. We're gonna transition outside of the studio into our second segment here.
Okay.
This is where we get good. Holy shit! I forgot to put the fucking link on the screen the whole time. 37 minutes in. Holy shit. All right. If you could have dinner with any three people, dead or alive, who would they be and why?
Oh. Okay. Eartha Kitt, Joan Rivers, and Johnny Depp. Like in my head, I'm just like immediately, yes. Well, you said why? 3, right? What?
Yeah. Why though?
Why would you? Okay, I feel like that's not even. There's no question. Like Eartha Kitt, Joan Rivers, and Johnny Depp. Imagine like the vibes there. Like,
how do you think they'd behave together?
Well, I feel like Joan Rivers would be the glue. I feel like Johnny would be unintentionally funny, and I'm gonna be honest, Eartha Kitt, I don't know how her personality would fit within the dynamic. I just feel like it would work. I feel like we would
just
be able
thinking of that as like a wild dinner table to me.
Because I would have said Elvis, but I was like, I gotta say Johnny. Just that's 2 fair. Dead people and then my boy.
Yeah, that's fair. I respect it. What is a hobby or interest you have that would surprise people that you don't talk about?
A hobby or interest?
That you don't talk about. Like, what's a low-key hobby or interest that you're into? No kinky shit. Like, I'm not asking what you like to or anything. Like,
no.
Like, do you like painting, reading books? You know what I mean?
I'm gonna be honest. I have a lot, but okay. I'm gonna tie down. I'm just gonna chalk it up to art. I used to go to art college, and then everybody dropped out when COVID happened. So yeah, art. Yeah, I was kind of good. Not gonna brag. But...
What kind of art? Like digital art or physical art?
Oh, mostly physical. I'm terrible at digital art. I've tried digital art. It's not bad, but it's not great. It's
Like, do you prefer drawing or painting or both?
drawing.
Okay.
I was also terrible at painting. I did like one good painting or two-ish, and I was like, that's good enough for me. You know, that's a good streak right there. And if I don't do it again, I can't fuck it up. So I just left it at that. And then when I did, when I drew things though, I'm not gonna lie, it always made people at my college go a little bit like, what the heck is up with this guy? Like, why would you draw that? Like, we have to do a classical painting or turn it into something modern. And I took this classical lady. She looked real respectable. She looked like she was at a church, and I turned her into a chola. I put like the tattoos on her fingers that said West Side, you know, like West Side, like Maria. Yeah. I gave her like the bun. I gave her some chola bands, and I gave her the rosary because she had a pearl necklace in the real picture. So I gave her like the rosary, and I was like, "This is it. Like, this is art." And some of the people just didn't get it.
I want to get into painting more just because I feel like I want to be able to make my own wall art for my house. But I'm not talented enough to do that, so it'll take some time. But I do have I have some painting kits. I'm not gonna floss. I definitely do some painting here and there. I'm not good at it, but all in due time. Okay. Next question for you. If you could travel anywhere in the world right now, money is irrelevant, where are you going and why?
Am I saying just a place that sparked my interest, or somewhere that I like?
A place you would dream to go. Money is irrelevant, so like any financial burden on the trip is irrelevant.
See, I don't. I'm just gonna stick to what I know because I know I enjoy it, and I'm gonna say Spain. That was the best place I've ever been in my life.
Where'd you go in Spain?
Madrid and the other one that's famous. I forget the name. I went to both the main cities, but
Barcelona.
I was not excited for Spain though. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, oh, I'm going to Spain, cool. But I was like mostly excited to go to like Italy and France. Mm-hmm. But I had the most fun in Spain. I was like, I wasn't expecting this. This is crazy. So what
do you feel like you liked about it better than the other places? Like what made it stand out for you?
The food, the beaches, the shops, the music. Every place had like very stereotypical music. I will say that like what you think the music would be sounding like when you go walk on the streets is what it sounds like.
Bad Bunny and Cardi B, right?
No, like the Spanish guitar, like local random musicians just playing the Spanish guitar on the streets. You go to France, they have the accordion. And like it was like every place felt so like it felt like it would in the movies, and I wasn't even
felt real.
Yeah, but I was going to a lot of like residential places, so I was shocked because I went to the main cities, then I went to like small little residential places in between, and I was like, so it's just like this. This is what it is for real.
Yeah, that would be interesting for sure.
Yeah, so it's Spain. I love Spain.
If I could choose a place that I would go next, I'd probably choose the Azores in Portugal.
Portugal?
Do you know what the Azores are?
No.
Okay, buddy. Well, I'm going to use my power of the big screen here, and I'm going to share my screen and show you. I never used the big screen here, so we're going to fucking do this shit, bro.
Oh, we're going to flip?
As soon as I pull up this map, I need to get on Google Earth to really show you what we're looking at here, okay?
No, we're not using Google Images?
Oh, no. You need to see it from the satellite, buddy.
Okay.
This place is gorgeous. It is, you'd never know it existed. What the fuck is this on my screen? Okay. It is basically what they call this place the Hawaii of Europe. Okay?
Okay.
And I'm going to zoom out and flip my screen so you can see this shit real quick. It's crazy, man. I don't it's like you never hear of people going to the place or anything. Okay, here we go. But it's really unique.
Oh.
Okay, you can see this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here we are in the continental U.S., and we go out here into the North Atlantic, and look at this motherfucker. What's this doing out here, huh? What are all these doing out here, huh? Exactly. Fucking, there's so many little islands out here, and they call this place the Hawaii of Spain. Let me just fucking drop down somewhere in here. Oh, yeah, we'll go to here. This is one of the most beautiful places they have.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah, is this not incredible, bro? It's like you see this type of shit and it's like unreal. And I never even heard of this place until like 6 months ago. I heard of the Azores and I was like, this is a place that I need to see. It's like, it's just a unique place that nobody talks about. And I think I like going to places like that. Like, it is cool looking, but it's like, how many people have been here, bro? I don't know. Beautiful.
You know, another place that is beautiful that no one talks about?
What's that?
Idaho.
Damn! Portugal to Idaho.
Idaho and Utah.
Montana. Yeah, Europeans are pissed. I love Montana. Montana is my second favorite state.
I want to go to Montana so bad.
This year, I decided I really love Michigan because we truly have one of the best states known to man. Like, people sleep on Michigan, bro, but we have so much coastline, so many islands. It's gorgeous. Like, there's so much to explore in Michigan if you like nature. And you should definitely go to Montana because it feels the same way, like the exploration wise. Like, you're in fucking fields of just rolling hills, dude. Like, it's literally what you would see out of a textbook.
I literally want to go there so bad. I booked, like, a few years back, you know, a trip out there with someone, and sadly they canceled on me like literally like 2 weeks before we were supposed to go. I was like, oh wow, you fucked up my plans, you fucked up my day. I literally booked to stay at a ranch. We were gonna go horseback riding. I was so excited.
Damn. Yeah, that would have been badass. No, you will. I mean, don't give up on it because it is worth it. Like, that, well,
I'm just holding off on it now.
Yeah, it's like so
if I don't, I'm either gonna have to, you know, get one of my very, very good homies to tag along with me, or I'm not going. I just need to.
And the other beautiful thing, weed's legal there.
But I don't smoke.
I know you don't, but I'm just saying, it's like,
that's the same thing.
Oh my god, bro! I touched down in Billings. Oh, hit the SPO. Huh? Yeah, it's just a good feeling, man. I just love traveling to recreationally legal places like that. It makes me feel.
Isn't it legal here? Like, what you saying?
Yeah, like, no. But like, when I travel a lot for work. So like, when I go to states that are illegal, it's like I'm just shafted. Like, I just go without weed for a week, and it's not bad. Like, I'm all right. I'm not gonna die, bro. Like, I'm not gonna shrivel up and fucking die. But like, it is just much nicer when you can touch down in a place and it's like you can just go buy drugs like normal. Like I'm used to here, you know, like it's just, it's cool. You always get a first time discount because you've never been to any of these places. So they always hook you up. The last time I went there, I actually was working at a dispensary still in Bay City. And I showed them like my payroll account on my phone and they hooked me up with their employee discount. Last time I was in Montana. Definitely a cool place. I've gone a couple times and I'm going again this year, but for work this time, unfortunately. The first time I'm going for work, I know. Went for pleasure the other two times, but this time I got to go for business. So another question for you.
Yeah.
How do you balance your personal life with professional career? And as far as like your career goes, what's your job? What do you do?
Oh, I work at a factory, a car factory. I hate it. I mean, I hate it and I like it because I don't have to think. I literally show up there and my brain is turned off. I don't talk to anybody. I just stand and I repeat. I'm like a robot. And that's it. I like it because to me, it's so simple that I don't, you know, as long as I don't have to
fuck it up.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And that's the only thing I like about it. So I don't know.
Does it pay well at least?
I think so. I'm gonna be honest. I've never been somebody who just checks my bank. I'm bad at it. Like, I don't just check my bank. They pay decent. I think it pays my car note, and I can.
Like, you're not struggling for money, right?
No.
Yeah, so you're doing all right.
Yeah.
Hey,
Unless
that's
I
good
get laid
enough, I
off.
feel like.
Like sometimes they literally like go weeks of laying people off, and I've just gotten lucky. So yeah, if I was one of those people, then it would be terrible. I'd be on the floor.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I mean, especially like during COVID when shit was so random. It's like you never knew when shit was gonna get cut. I'm sure. Like, were you guys considered essential at the time, or did you?
Well, no. During COVID, I was working for a medical company. Yeah, but I was doing the same
so
thing.
You were definitely essential at the time.
Yeah, but I was like, I would literally do the same thing. I would show up, and we had to stay in what was called a clean room. It was the worst thing ever. It was because you have to put on this gown, and it was hot as hell since they had to like make sure the humidity didn't get in there. But I would just sit my ass down and wrap up blood bags all day. And that's just what it was. And I would literally like listen to audiobooks because I was there for 10 hours. So I was just like, yeah, time to lock in audiobook or YouTube videos. And I was just getting through the day like that.
Yeah, that's how I get through most of my days now when I can. But excuse my cat stampeding into the episode again. We're gonna transition to the deep part of the show. It's time to get deep.
Okay.
This is the important stuff that you don't talk to anybody about. How do you find your purpose in life?
I haven't. I don't know. I feel like I have to hype myself up.
Yeah, what is like your thought of that so far? Like, what do you feel about your purpose in life? Is there a purpose?
I think so. I feel like there's things that I need to accomplish. I feel like I'm wasting my time. Like I'm not getting the things done that I want to. And so I'm like, I'm trying to figure out myself, like, how do I take the time to focus on these other activities that I need to get done? Like first of all, I need to get in a relationship. I've not been trying at all recently. I just feel like I'm focusing on my music. So that's been like a no-go for me. Yeah.
Feel that 100%.
And I was like, I gotta hurry up on that because I don't want to be old and have kids in like my 60s. I can't be like that. That can't be me. So I was like, yeah, I gotta get on that because I do want to get married. I want to have kids and stuff like that. It's just I'm not there yet, but that's where I need to be heading.
Yeah, no, I definitely get you. It's the impending doom of like you got to start a life eventually, or like decide that you're not going to start a life. It's one or the other. Like
it's worse because I see other people like in my life who are doing that. Like they're getting married. I'm like, aren't we too young? How are you doing this already? But then I remember I'm like, they're not throwing thousands and thousands of dollars into music. So they can afford to get that house and to like, they're saving up way more than I am. And I was like, oh, I'm just the one struggling right now. So we'll see.
Yeah, no, that's a repeating story across the board. I feel like a lot of people are just struggling to get by, even with like not putting money into music. But yeah, I think I agree with you that it's like, it's something to prioritize. That it's definitely important while you're younger in life. You don't want to like get married and then not be able to have kids. Yeah. Not that you can't adopt or anything. Like you get what I mean. But like, you want to be able to have those moments at the part of life that you prefer. So yeah, definitely important. I feel that. What are the biggest challenges that you would say have shaped you so far?
My mind is drawing blanks. Do you mean challenges? I have a lot of crazy shit that goes on every year. Like there's always setbacks in my life that like we're trying to do big things and then something happens and now money can't be spent on my music and this, the progress, because now all these other things happen. That tends to happen a lot. I guess that would just be like what I can think of. And there's obviously situations that lead to that, but I'm not going to go into that.
Right. Yeah. No, I get you. Financial burden is definitely a big one for most people. I feel like it's just like you plan to do a bunch of shit and then you can't do it because the money is it needs to go other places. It needs to. Yeah. So it's like you can't really prioritize when it has to go.
Isn't there a quote about that? Like life is what happens when you're busy making other plans. Have you ever heard that?
I have. I don't know who the quote is from, but I have heard that.
Yeah. And I hate that because I'm not going to lie. It reminds me that reality is a thing. That's what it reminds me of. It's like, damn, I'm making all these like fantastical plans, and then life comes and fucks it all up, and I'm like, oh shit, here we go, back to the real life.
Yeah, I mean, it's really a reminder just to like embrace the now and appreciate what you have. I feel like, because you can make all the plans in the world, but who's to say you're gonna deliver on them? You know what I mean? Like, we could literally get nuked tomorrow by Russia out of the blue. Hits Detroit, you're gone, bro.
They're never gonna hit Detroit first. They're never gonna. They would never hit Michigan first.
It's true. They wouldn't hit us first, but if they sent like 80 at once, it's possible one would hit here. But either way, I'm just saying, like, the fact of like, you can't ever plan too far. Like, you should have ideas and you should have goals of what you want to do, but you should never be dead set on like what's gonna happen. I feel like, because you never know. And that's, I mean, things could change in a moment's notice where it's like you're no longer able to carry on that route, or you found a different hobby that it's like, oh shit, this is what I really want to do.
Yeah, that's why I don't like to get my hopes up. I'm just like, yeah, I'll take it, day by day.
Got to roll with the punches, man. And that's really the only way to do it. How do you handle failure and disappointment? Like, when something really hits like that, is your first reaction like freaking out, or is it like, fuck, all right, we're just gonna...
Oh no, I keep it all inside. I think the way I deal with it is, say if I'm excited about something, I will never talk about being excited about that thing. Like, I almost like minimize it, and I don't even give myself, I try not to let other people think that I have hope for something, because then if it doesn't work out, I'm gonna be sad in my lonesome by myself, and no one else will know, and I can just like can let it out there in private. That's kind of how I deal with it.
Yeah, I feel that makes sense for the most part, because you don't want to, like, if you feel bad about the decision you're making, or like what's going on, you don't want to have other people relish in that too.
Yeah, but no, I just think about like the fact that, people I don't like, they'll see it and they'll be like, wow, look at him. And they can use it to gloat for me.
It's like, look at this guy. Yeah. No, I definitely get that. What's the biggest problem with society right now?
Oh my God. No one is tolerant enough for tolerance. That's it with society.
As in, like, people just don't have the patience for other people's ideas.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I'm not gonna lie. It's what was that Twitter joke? It's a cesspool of evil. That's what it actually is out there right now. And it's almost ridiculous, because part of me is like, it feels like it's a joke. But then when you realize it's not a joke, it's like, oh, I don't know how we're gonna, when we're gonna get to a good place. So I'm just like, I hope things work themselves out and people can get better. The society just heals itself. But right now, I guess we just take it day by day.
Yeah, I mean, that's all we can do, I guess, at the end of the day. But I mean, that is true. I feel like in today's day and age, it's like a lot of people that are just caught in their own echo chambers, and it doesn't help when you go on social media all day and all you see is the shit that you recycle and follow. So it's like the shit that you're caught in an echo chamber with is just going to be constantly keeping you in that echo chamber, because that's all you see, that's all you view, that's all that engages you. Yeah, no, that's definitely a big problem. I feel like I hope that it gets better. I mean, I don't want to like say Trump is all-seeing God and he's gonna fix everything. I don't know. I'm no fucking historian or fucking future teller, but I hope that a new presidency and just a change of pace in general changes people's minds to just take a step back and say, okay, fuck, we need to just calm down, because there's nothing to fight about for at least 4 years. Like, let's chill the fuck out and just like get through life. Let's love each other.
I've just been having like a good, clean, fresh air. That's what it feels like for me. I'm like, you know what? Things are going to work out. That's literally just how I look at it. I've just been feeling elated. I don't know. I guess that's just...
I feel the same way. I'm not going to like shit on anybody for their political opinions, but I feel like everybody right now is thankful that like it's over. There's no more Joe versus Trump. There's no more like echo chamber. There still is between like people deep rooted in this shit, obviously, but like it's not to the same degree of like, oh, we got to make sure our fucking candidate wins. Like, it's over. We can relax. We can all fucking focus on being Americans and like bettering our lives for each other. Like, there's no need to focus on a candidate anymore, I feel like. But I don't know. Hopefully. I don't want to, like I said, I'm no fucking fortune teller. I'm not going to pretend I know everything. But hopefully this rejuvenates the people to just fucking sink back into reality.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I have little hope for that. I feel like we're gonna be hearing a lot of this stuff like for the next 4 years, all the way until the next elections. And then I feel like, and this is a weird prediction I have, because I feel like they're not gonna live up for this. Like, I feel like it's gonna be the main thing on their minds, like almost 24/7. I feel like it's not gonna drop, because like even like when you think about when campaigning was really happening, it feels like all this stuff was happening, all these other random celebrity drama, and the main thing that everybody was talking about was just the presidency. It was the only thing people cared to talk about. And it's like, sometimes there's nothing going on, but you still make something go on. I don't know. And I just feel like that's where we are.
Yeah. I still feel like that. Like nowadays, it's like even like fucking news articles of shit that's like, why is this even being covered, bro? Like, why is this a thing?
I go on Twitter and I just see people are mad at Kim Kardashian because she posted Melania with the hat, and I was like, oh wow.
I'm not gonna lie, her outfit was fucking. I liked it. I thought she had a good outfit. I thought that was fire.
She looked like she was literally there to murder somebody, and I really liked it. I was like, this feels
that
like
hat was sharp, bro. That was good.
I wonder if those are going to be the photos that they put in like the new history books for the new younger generation, because everything feels like, I'm not gonna lie, it all feels like it belongs in a commercial. Like it's like documentary worthy.
Yeah,
everything.
It genuinely feels like historic. Like,
I would love for somebody to write a book about it. I would love a picture book of this. Of everything.
Don't think about it and appreciate it, but like whether you agree or disagree with the president that got fucking voted in, it's like this is
from the McDonald's photo shoot to the garbage truck to like everything.
Yeah,
it like, I'm not gonna lie, everything. It feels like it was all like a prompted photo shoot. Like, I can't believe it's actually like real events, and that's what kills me, because I'm like, it's
literally a fucking reality TV show. Like, you could put this shit in a TV show and people would watch all 8 seasons of it.
Wow. Love America. Other countries don't have it like us.
They don't. You can't watch Keir Starmer for fucking 8 episodes. Mm-hmm. You can't.
Like, what's going on in the UK with the royal family?
Watch 2 episodes of that. It's like, yeah. Xi Jinping, I could watch a season of that. I'd be like, I don't know. Dude's probably goofy as fuck, looking like Winnie the Pooh over there. I can never go to China after saying that now. Basically banned. Yeah, it's crazy world. What is the best thing about society nowadays?
The best thing. You see, I'm drawing blanks. I don't know. I genuinely don't know. Like, I feel like sometimes I have the answer and I know exactly. Like, if I had time with it, I'd be like, oh, definitely this thing. Right now, I'm drawing blanks.
Sorry, why are you biting me? My cat is biting me. Yeah, no, I get it. I feel you. It's hard to find good things sometimes. I feel like the good thing that I can draw from, at least. What are you doing? Jesus. God, that distracted me. I'm just gonna fucking move on to the next question. Being so rude. How do you measure success and fulfillment?
I feel like with success, I guess if you feel like you're doing good, then that's just all that is. And if at the end of the day you have happiness with, the end result of whatever you're trying, then that's that. That's my simple way of looking at it.
It's a respectable answer. I mean, you can only fulfill yourself in the sense of emotionally. Like, you can't just like, you're never going to make everybody happy. So like, just make yourself happy and focus on that.
Yeah. Cause I don't even care about like becoming like rich or anything. It's like, as long as I can like live comfortably and have like the main things that I want in life, like, I want to have like, my family, marriage, yada yada yada, and then with hanging out with my friends and just have time for that.
Yeah,
I'm good. That's a good life.
Yeah, just being able to comfortably fucking finish it out, man. I can get behind that for sure. Do you believe in a higher power? Why or why not?
Personally, no.
Why
I don't
not?
know. I just never was. I don't know. Like even as a kid, I remember when like my youngest memories, because I was raised in a Catholic household. I always used to try to like make myself like understand it, and I used to try to get myself to like believe. I used to say, God is the sun, and the moon is an angel that's watching over us when he's away. But I was like, as I got older, it's like I just don't. I don't know. For me, it just never clicked. But all my friends are religious, so I just you just respect it. Everybody's they got their own thing.
You should, if you have time, you should go on YouTube tonight or whenever you have time and search up The Man from Earth
The
and
man,
watch that
well,
movie. It's free. You can watch it free on YouTube without YouTube TV. Like, just search it up.
no, but it's
The
called
The Man from Earth.
Man from Earth.
Yep.
It's not gonna be like Into the Wild or anything.
It's from 2007. It's a really old. I mean, not really old, but like old in today's sense of really old. It's basically it's kind of about religion, but it's not. Like it's a really introspective, cool film. I feel like it's really thought provoking. Not necessarily whether if you're religious or not religious, but it just makes you think in general. But it does have some to do with religion, which is why I think of that. But super great movie. Definitely would recommend, and it's free to watch. So definitely put it on your list or consider it. But it's a very unique concept. It's basically this gentleman. He's fucking 70,000 years old. He's like a prehistoric caveman, basically, that has never died. He's aged infinitely.
No,
And
Mr. Nobody. Got it.
yes, and he's a professor at this school. And the whole hour and a half or 2 hours of this movie is him packing up and leaving and inviting his 5 professors over, all in a different field. So you have the anthropologist, you have like each of the specific key fields of study, you have a person from there coming over, like his cohort, saying goodbye. And he kind of just drops the bomb on them of like all this shit. Like they see a Mona Lisa in his trunk and shit. And it's just like, it's a really cool, interesting kind of movie, basically.
Okay.
But I don't want to say too much more without spoiling it.
Okay.
Obviously,
Okay.
but check it out. Let me know if you fuck with it. If you don't, you don't. But definitely a cool movie. What do you think happens after we pass away?
Okay, I go back and forth between the two. The one of what do you call it, like resurrection or not?
Mm-hmm.
When you're born as something else, yeah, that. But then also the other half of me is just like it's over, lights out, and there's nothing. Kind of like when you go to sleep and then you wake up, like like when you sleep without a dream, and you don't even know, like there was nothing that happened. There was just black, and then you woke up and you felt nothing. And part of me is just like that's it, and you will never know. Like you just never wake up, and it would just never be another feeling. So I'm kind of like back and forth between the two.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. It'd be cooler if we were resurrected, but
It could also be the worst.
yeah, what if you were resurrected into a fucking sloth in the Amazon or something? That'd be awful.
Yeah. Or you're, one of the factory workers, one of the
Yeah, you're in Bangladesh fucking breathing in fucking 50 phi. The cats are going crazy right now. I don't know what the fuck's going on over here. Final question. What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
Ooh. I don't know. I just want to be, I'm not gonna lie, I do want to be known for my vision. I don't know how exactly I'm building up my Hobokin brand.
Mm-hmm.
But like from my outfits to my, I guess, music, when people go to listen to it, even years down the line, I just want them to go and be like, this guy was something revolutionary and we just never saw it. That's kind of how I want it to be.
Yeah, that's a respectable answer, I feel like. We're gonna dive into one final segment here.
Ooh.
My favorite segment. Are you smarter than a dolphin?
Nah.
You have 30 seconds to answer these 10 true or false questions that I'm about to give you.
Oh, they're only true or false?
That's true.
Okay.
It's easy enough. It's a 50-50 shot, really. But they're going to be rapid fire. So here we go. The Pacific Ocean is the largest ocean on Earth.
True.
Salt water makes up about 50% of Earth's surfaces.
False.
The Atlantic Ocean is deeper than the Pacific Ocean.
True. I don't know.
Coral reefs are made of living organisms.
I'm going to say true for that.
The ocean has more historical artifacts than all of the world's museums combined.
True.
The Great Barrier Reef is located in the Atlantic Ocean.
False.
I fucked that one up. Fuck. Whales are classified as fish.
False.
The Mariana Trench is the deepest part of the ocean.
Mariana Trench. Let's say true, but I don't know.
The ocean helps regulate the Earth's climate.
True.
Finally, sharks have been around longer than dinosaurs.
Sharks? True.
Mm-hmm. Ding, ding, ding. 8 out of 10. Not too bad.
Oh my God, I was doing pretty good. That's crazy.
Yeah, 8 out of 10 is not bad. I mean, I've had people do worse. You didn't do the best. Like, somebody had a perfect score by accident one time, I think. But
wow.
Other than that, like, it's probably up in the top 2. So.
Wow. That was
yeah. Ain't much more to talk about. I feel like we covered quite a bit.
Yeah,
now that we've got the introduction episode out of the way, this is the big shebang. Once you get the introduction out of the episode, we can fucking come back and talk about some crazy conspiracy theories and shit that gets us canceled. So next time you come on, we won't have to talk about anything crazy other than, like super deep, like conspiracy theories that may get us banned. Basically, I'm saying now that we've covered the basics, we can talk about anything the next episode.
All right. I got
you know how it goes.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us for Diving Deep, episode 4 of season 2. We've got Hobokin here. It's been an hour and 12 minutes and 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11 seconds. I'm getting tired. It's time for bed. I'm sure he's ready for bed too. Thank you for joining us tonight. And if you wouldn't see this if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on the website, thank you so much for watching on the website. You've seen the entire full episode. If you're watching on YouTube, you haven't seen the shit. You only get like half of it on YouTube. So just a heads up for you. When you post the link, I only post half of it on YouTube. That way I can draw people into the website for the full version of the podcast where we get deep. I usually only post the first 2 halves on YouTube, and then the Diving Deep section they got to come to the website for. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
That's it. Thanks for joining us, and we shall see you next time.
Mm-hmm. Bye.
Adios.